Remember the young kid in Sanford and Son? The one where everything went to his back pockets?
Pocket is bulging. Say, kid, what you got there in your back pockets?
Nothing, Mr. Sanford. That's me.
On the show Sanford and Son, his name was Jason. Fred didn't want him around.
Now look, now let the kid eat with us if he wants to.
Listen, Lamont, let him go home. Kids are just like cats. You feed him, and he'll be hanging around here forever.
But before you knew it, Fred couldn't get rid of him. He enjoyed the little guy and gave Fred that grandfather feel.
You're a great cook, Mr. Sanford. You know what? You ought to own your own restaurant.
Well, you mean that, huh? Well, look here. Why don't you take one of these next?
Who was this actor behind Jason? Before we get into that, let's look at how he got into acting to begin with. He wanted to keep the family tradition going. The kid's name is Lincoln Kilpatrick Jr. You might have heard of his father, Lincoln Kilpatrick Sr. Lincoln Sr. had appeared in over 80 movies and shows, able to play in dramas like ER and Hill Street Blues, or comedy like The Jeffersons or Martin. The veteran actor started his career in 1968 and had been married since 1957. He and his wife had stayed together until he passed in 2004. Lincoln went on to have 5 children total. All 5 of his children had followed in their father's footsteps, either through acting, directing, composing, and even producing. They were all very successful. In fact, Lincoln Jr., his brother Eric, went on to star in The White Shadow, and ironically star with another Sanford and Son cast member, Ray Vitae, in the show Kojak. Eric, who had starred in The White Shadow, also got to appear in an episode with his dad, which is a pretty cool fact.
Yeah. Go in. You want to go in? Yeah. The hat of the shades.
So now let's get to Lincoln Jr. His movies and show list is much smaller than his family members. He appeared in just 5 movies and shows, his first being the TV series The Name of the Game. Lincoln Jr. was also in 2 movies, his first being Dead Man Tell No Tales. These were all in a 2-year span. So roles for him were not coming at a fast pace. But the next 2 parts he would go on to play might be the most memorable.
Good. You're always supposed to wash your hands every time before you eat. And from the looks of you, you should have the cleanest hands in your block.
Lincoln Jr. would star in the number 2 rated show in America, Sanford and Son. He played the funny and memorable kid named Jason. He was a character that honestly should have had a few more appearances visiting the Sanford junkyard. Lincoln Jr. went on to have another very memorable role in the show Good Times. He would play the gang leader, Ratbone.
Ran out in action today, huh, bro? Good, Sam. He's one of us now. You don't have to hurt him. Grab on.
It was just 3 years after Sanford and Son's appearance, but Lincoln looked like a different person altogether. Gone was the chubby, friendly kid. Now he was taller, slender, and mean. It's a credit to Lincoln Jr.'s acting, showing his range while performing opposite ends of the spectrum. The following year, at the age of 16, Lincoln Jr. would appear in his final role, a movie called Alexander: The Other Side of Dawn. For personal reasons, as in it's not listed anywhere, Lincoln Jr. left the acting world. He did go on to USC in college and to be a successful person in life.
Lincoln Kilpatrick Jr. I'm with 80 Vine. We're at our party, and I'm with Well Connected.
He does have a small amount of pictures and videos that he has shared on social media. From all he has shared with the public, Kilpatrick seems to have found happiness. And in the end, that's all any of us fans would ever want for him.
Media pages, I'm on Facebook under Lincoln Kilpatrick Jr. And I'm also on Instagram. I think my login is LKJ Music Man.
Lincoln Jr. did more with one role than thousands of other actors have done with countless performances. He played a very memorable and beloved character that will last till the end of time.